Mr. President. The most powerful signal that the European Parliament can give is that it is serious about tackling climate change and is taking real action implementing the Paris Agreement by passing climate action regulations tomorrow. It deals with almost two-thirds of all greenhouse gas emitted across the EU. This law will translate the Paris Agreement into concrete action by the Member States. However, last week, President Trump announced that he would withdraw the United States from the Paris Climate Change Agreement. Even though we know that many US states, cities and businesses are continuing or even scaling up climate action and green investment. This is sending a dreadful signal to the rest of the world. But thankfully, China has restated their strong commitment to the Paris Agreement, and President Macron has announced that France will do more compared to earlier commitments. So with or without Trump, climate action and green investment under the Paris Agreement must move ahead. So I applaud that the groups here in the European Parliament have decided to unanimously give a strong signal to the international community that it will support this report in plenary tomorrow. I am also grateful for the strong support the report received in the Environment Committee and for the further work done ahead of the plenary to build an even stronger compromise. As a result of this work, ALDE, the EPP and ECR groups agreed to table a set of joint amendments that will do three things. Firstly, maintain the strengthened emissions trajectory adopted by the ENVI Committee. The trajectory will secure the delivery of our 2030 target under the Paris Agreement. Secondly, it will increase the optional use of forest credits from 190 million to 280 million tonnes, which will help build the business case for forest-based climate measures. In the long term, our forests are crucial to build the zero-carbon economy. At the same time, we must maintain a strong driver for energy-efficient and clean transport. Thirdly, we will give a better support to lower-income member states that have reduced their emissions significantly in earlier years. There are 17 member states that will benefit from these measures. Farming is also covered in this regulation, and we will include special support for climate-efficient farmers. We must recognise the specific situation of the farming sector and ensure that they can continue to produce but protect at the same time. The compromises reached represent a balance between delivering on the EU's commitments and on the one hand and providing fairness for all member states and regulating the regulated sectors on the other. Because of the politically balanced agreement reached and the strong signal the climate action regulation will give to the international community, I urge you all therefore to back the report in full, which includes the compromise package negotiated ahead of the plenary vote. Thank you, Mr. President.